This is MD.JALEEL, Asst.Prof of English, Department of English, Para Government College, Samareddy Autonomous. Today we will begin a class, the subject General English for the students of semester. The syllabus for the students have been divided into 5 units. Among them, unit number 1 begins with a poem titled Life. This poem was written by Charlotte Bronte, and in today's our presentation we try to see the poem in detail according to the sections that are given in the syllabus. So first we try to begin the poem with the section pre-reading activity. So before beginning the poem, just we try to have a glance on some activities, such as just try to recall the happy moments in your life, and at the same time some unhappy moments in your life. Next, generally we always try for success. But is it possible to get success all the time? No. Sometimes we come across defeats, failures. Then how we see these defeats, failures in our life? When we face adversities in our life, how do we face them? Sometimes some unfortunate, unexpected things happen. Then how do we face them? And life provides us some opportunities as well as poses us some challenges. How do we face the challenges? And life is filled with different types of emotions. Sometimes we feel depressive. So then how we try to overcome this depression? So when we have a recalling or recollecting of these emotions, these feelings in our life, what do they tell us? They tell us that life is nothing but a combination of happiness and sorrow, success and failure, joy and depression. So then how we have to balance all these things in our life? I think we can get all the answers for all these questions in our present poem, Life. Life is a poem with a short title, perhaps shortest title. Everyone knows the meaning of the word life. I think much explanation is not needed here. A great person once said, when he was asked his life. Look at this definition. He gave this definition. Life is nothing but a journey, combination of ups and downs, from birth to death. From birth to death is life. So in our poem today, we see how Charlotte Bronte presented her views, her ideas in the poem. First, we try to uh, see the information about the poet, or the author, about the poet of this poem. Charlotte Bronte, a familiar, well-known name in English literature. She was born on April 21st, 1816 in England. So, before beginning the poem, first we try to see some information regarding to the poet of this poem, Charlotte Bronte. Charlotte Bronte was born in 1816 and died in 1855. She lived for a very short span of 39 years, but during her short span of life, she produced remarkable writings in her career. She belongs to 19th century, and during that period, the entire Europe, especially England, was on the threshold of industrial development. So during that period, she continued her career. And when we talk about Charlotte Bronte, immediately we remember one of her classics titled Jane Eyre, which was published in 1847, which till today remains as one of the classics in Western literature. And interestingly, all the three Bronte sisters are related to literature writing. Among them, Charlotte Bronte is the eldest. The other two were Emily Bronte, the famous personality in English literature, and Anne Bronte. Charlotte Bronte, like many other women writers of her period, she published all her writings with a pseudonym because in those days, women were not supposed to write in England. Even the publishers were not ready to publish the books written by women. So Charlotte Bronte had no option to publish her books but to publish them with a man's name. Some women writers did that during the period. The same thing also did by Charlotte Bronte, and she adopted a pen name, Currer Bell, to publish all her writings. Even her classic Jane Eyre was also published in the year 1847 with the pseudonym Currer Bell. Later, people came to know that Carrel was just a pen name, it was a fake name, and the writer of Jane Eyre and other writings which were published with the name Carrel were, but not of a man, but they were by a woman. So this is some interesting information about the life of Charlotte Bronte. In our syllabus, after the section of about the poet, we have the next section called about the poem. So, what are the ideas that were presented in the poem by the poet Bronte? This poem, Bronte presents the life is a mixture of different things. In life, we have the moments of joy, we have the moments of sorrow, we have the moments of hope, and we have the moments of despair. So, according to her, life is not a plain paper. Life is not a straight line. We have many curves, many ups and downs. So, we have to see the life, or we have to take the life that it is a mixture of many things. But she says that she urges us that to have positive attitude in our life. We try to always see the brighter side of the life, the happy side of the life, but we should not be disheartened by temporary setbacks. There sometimes setbacks will be there because it is life. We have brightness, we have darkness also. We have daytime, we will have daytime, and we will have night also. So we have to consider, we have to take all these setbacks as temporary setbacks. And we should have always positive attitude. And also, Charlotte Bronte encourages us in this poem to look beyond immediate disappointments. Sometimes we get a lot of disappointment. We are sometimes very much disheartened. We think that we lost everything. Everything is gone. Nothing is left. But think that they are temporary. They are not permanent. Because night does not remain always. There will be sunrise. With that attitude, we have to go forward further and we have to live the life. That was the idea presented by Charlotte Bronte in this poem, The Life. And she also says that we have to learn to appreciate the pleasures life has to offer. Life is a beautiful gift. It's given to man. So accept the pleasure that the life is offering. And in the poem, she also stresses that in the life always there will be a war, there will be a fight, there will be a battle between hope and despair, which are extremely opponents to each other, which are present simultaneously in our life. But in the poem, she presents that the battle of the hope and despair, eventually in the end, the victory is hopes. So hope that will win eventually in our life. So by remembering this idea, we have to live. So these are the main ideas that are presented by Charlotte Bronte in the poem. So this is some introduction about the poem Life, which is our first poem in the syllabus in unit number 1. So the next, after this brief introduction about the poet and the poem, we try to see the poem. We try to examine the poem. When we try to examine the poem, we try to see the language used by the poet, the ideas that are presented by the poet, the imagery that are presented by the poet. And in the end, we try to see the message that Bronte wants to give or wanted to give to the world through her poem Life. So basically, it's a short poem uh, written in very lucid, very simple language to understand, and by using powerful imagery and with a strong message. So here we try to see the poem sentence line by line, word by word. I try to give you, explain you the poem in detail by examining every word and each idea, how Bronte presented the poem Life to us. So the poem begins with these two lines. Life, believe, is not a dream, so dark as sages say. I think almost all each word of these two sentences, these two lines are very simple to understand. I think if you have any difficulty with any one word, any words of these words, I think it is one word, that is sage, sages, second line. What is the meaning of the word sage? Sage is usually considered as a wise man, the thinker who knows many things about life, who tries to understand the life, who tries to interpret the life. So sage is a clever man, a wise man, who wants to comment on life. So now we try to see the meaning of these two lines. Life, believe. Bronte, the poet, is telling us that believe me. I want to tell you something now, and please believe me. What? Life is not a dream. Life is real. Life has a beginning. Life has an end. It has a meaning. Don't take life as a dream. It is not a dream. So dark. Some people take this life as dark. Dark means unhappy, sorrowful, unfortunate things, the negative things. So don't take life as a dark night, a dark thing. Who say this? As the sages say. Some sages, they say that. Some sages, some people tell us that you don't take life so serious, because life is a few days journey. It's like a dream, And what is there in the life? It is dark, you say. But believe me, it is neither a dream nor dark. Life has something to do, has a meaning. Believe me, life is not a dream and it is not dark. Often after a little morning rain foretells a pleasant day. Oft, the short form for the word often. Often means very frequently, always. Often, a little morning rain, the rain which appears in the morning, a shower, a drizzling in the morning, naturally, it promises us, that kind of rain promises us, it tells us, it foretells us a pleasant day. It promises, it foretells, telling something, fore is before. For example, forehand, the front part, the before part of the hand is called as forehand, forehead. The front part of the head is called as forehead. The same way, foretell means telling before that you will have a pleasant day. Today you will have a pleasant day. Who will tell? A morning, because morning is the first part of the day. So that rain is promising the remaining day definitely will be pleasant. Sometimes there are clouds of gloom, but remember, sometimes, yes, because this is life. We are living this life, and this time in this life, sometimes there are clouds of gloom. Gloom. What is the meaning of the word gloom? Gloom means sorrow, unhappiness, sadness, despair. Yeah, definitely there will be some gloom, clouds. But this kind of gloom is compared with the word clouds. Why? We all know that the clouds are not permanent. Clouds, they come and they go. They come, they shower, they rain, and they go, they leave. They never stay permanently on the sky. Same thing, the same way, the gloom in the life is not permanent. It will be gloom sometimes. So they are like clouds. They vanish, passing clouds. They go. So don't bother about them. So treat the gloom as clouds. They come and go. But these are transient or transcend. I think it's a new word for some of you, transcend. The meaning of this word is temporary, not permanent. So these clouds, the clouds which happened in the previous line, are they are transient. They are not permanent. Remember that. So these they come and they leave. They go. They leave. So remember that they are very much temporary. And try to learn this word and try to remember this word transcend, because if you use such words in your vocabulary in the English language, that will show your strength in that language. So people will be impressed when you use such words in your language. So try to learn this word from this word transcend. Transcend means temporary. They are temporary. What clouds? What type of clouds? Gloom. The gloom and happiness is temporary. If the shower will make the roses bloom, oh, why lament its storm? Here I try to give you some explanation. Charlotte Bronte belonged to England. So England is known for its coldness, it's a cold country. Always there is persistent of rain, always there is snow falling. So they always look for warm, they always look for the sun because continuous rains will be there. So when the rain continues for many days, generally people lament when it's fall. Lament. Here the word lament. Lament means weeping, crying, not happy with that situation. Lament. It's fall. When the rain falls consistently, constantly, we don't like it. We lament it. We pray to go away the rain. But here she is saying that in that constant continuous rain also, there is a positive thing if we are able to see. The rain, the shower, it is promising us the roses to. The rain is making the roses to bloom. So don't see always the negative angle, the negative things in a thing. Definitely they will have some positive things in also. So when the rains like in England, they are happening continuously, don't lament them, don't disapprove them because they are bringing some positive things like they are making the roses bloom. So in life, whenever we come across unhappiness, despair, there will be some positiveness also. Try to see that, try to observe that, and try to make use of that. Then we can come out of this. Rapidly, merrily, life's sunny hours flit by. Flit by. Flit by means moving very fastly. We know that. They move very fastly. They flit by. What? Sunny hours. Hours time. Sunny hours. Sunny means here, just now I told you that since England is a cold country, they always see for the sun. They wait for the sun. They wait for the warmth. Wait for the sun. So the sunny hours means here the happy hours, the happy time, the joy time, the joyful time. In life, whenever we are happy, when we are joyful, that time it flipped by. It runs very fast. Even sometimes we don't notice the time and it runs away. How the time does run? Rapidly and merrily. Rapidly, so speed and merrily happy. Before we notice, the time goes away from us. So remember that the happy time runs very fast in our life, but whereas the gloom times, the unhappy times, they seem as that they are staying with us for a long time. Gratefully, cheerily, enjoy them as they fly. So the sunny hours, the happy times, flit by, they fly from you. When they are flying from you, when they are leaving you, when they are going away from you, enjoy them. So have a nice time and try to enjoy the feeling when you have that time. To enjoy them cheerily, enjoy them gratefully. Thank the time because some people make you happy. Thank them. Some circumstances make you happy. Thank them. The world sometimes make you very happy. Thank the world. Grateful to the reasons, the things, the things, and enjoy them cheerfully. Enjoy them. Don't be in despair for always. So these are the beautiful ideas presented by Charlotte Bronte in the present part of the and the first part of the. Sometimes he's saying that what though death at times steps and calls our best away. Sometimes we are not ready. We do not expect, but the death steps in our life. Steps in our life, and that takes calls away means takes away our best people, just our dear, but it happens. We never expect. We think that everything is going right. We are happy, or that everything is right. But sometimes suddenly the death enters, it steps into our life and takes away our dear ones. What though sorrow seems to be, and sometimes it seems means it appears, it looks that sorrow is going to be. When unexpectedly unwanted things happen in our life, we feel that we think that everything is finished. Now nothing is left. Then we think that sorrow is winning in our life. We are not able to do anything. Over hope, a heavy sweat. Over hope. Sorrow is winning over hope. We have no hope now. We think like that. It's a heavy sweat. Say strong influence. Sway means here influence, control on the life. Now sorrow has a great control on the life. Now we are not able to do it. We think like that. Yet hope again elastic things. But you remember that hope that gives direction in our life, it has springs. We know that springs, whenever they get an opportunity, they bounce. They do not stay at one place, they bounce. Hope is also like that. Elastic springs. Elastic for few time, for some time, you can hold it, you can stretch it. But once you lose your strength on the elastic, again it comes to its original. So hope is also like that. It sits on spring. Whenever it gets an opportunity, it will bounce back. So try to see for that hope. Try to welcome that hope. Unfanked ho she fell. Sometimes it seems that he or she is the hope, fell, fall down, but it is remembered that unfanked. Till now, nobody has fanked it. Fanked means undefeated, unfanked. So it is ever victorious. It always won the battle. Still buoyant are her golden buoyant. I think it's also a new word for you. Buoyant is something that is floating on the water. It never drowns. Floats on the water. Hope is also like that. It floats because it has golden wings. So the poet comparing the hope with a bird which has golden wings. Since it has golden wings, it never will drown in anything. It always fight. Still strong to bear as well. So it will bear us, it will make us very strong. So if you never lose hope, it will be strong. Manfully, fearlessly, the day of trial be. So try to face the life. Manfully, like a man, means courageously, strength, face the life, and fearlessly. Don't give any room for fear in your life. Fear always tries to enter into your life, but never be give a chance for fear. So fearlessly, manfully, you try to face the life. The day of trial began. How gloriously victorious. Try to lead your life glorious by earning a good name, victorious. Try to be a successful person in your life. Try to achieve victory. Can courage, well, despair, beautiful sentence, beautiful. Can courage, well, despair. Because if you have faith in hope, then courage can, if you have that courage in your life, it can quell. Quell means suppress, crush, suppresses despair. How much despair is present in your life, don't go. It will be definitely suppressed. It will be definitely crushed. So this is the beautiful poem written by Charlotte Bronte on life. So the bottom of the line, the bottom of the poem, the poet is presenting that hope has a great role in our life. So whatever despair, whatever sorrows surround you, don't lose your faith because that can quell everything. Then that can make your life. So this is a beautiful poem written by Charlotte Bronte. After the poem, we have the glossary section in which the meanings and the pronunciation of certain difficult words. So for the students are given the meanings. These meanings will help the students to understand the poem in a better way. For example, sage, the nice person. Transcend, we have seen that this word in the poem as part of the poem. Transcend means a temporary. Lament, weep, crying. Flit, to pass quickly. Sway, having control. Buoyant, able to float. Hope is also like the buoyant with golden wings. Fell is success. So these words will help you in understanding the poem. And today's our presentation, I will try to uh, close by saying uh, some uh, some comprehend some questions, uh, introspecting the poem, how far we better understand the poem. For example, look at the first one. The poet says the sages describe life as dark and gloomy. The first line, two lines of the poem. Does she agree with that? Do you think that she agrees with them? She says that believe me, the life is not a dream. So she does not accept with the sages. According to the poet, why we should not lose the hope? In the poem, she is saying that at any circumstances, we should not lose hope. Why? What is the reason? She is saying that whatever hardships, whatever uh, gloomy clouds come over our life, they are transient. Definitely they will go away someday. So never lose hope on confidence, faith in hope. What is described unconquered and why? What is unconquered in the poem? The hope. Because in the bottle of the bottle between the hope and the despair, uh, eventually hope will win. So that is unconquered. The next question is discuss the language and the tone of the. How do you feel the language? I think it is very simple. Just here and there, one or two difficult words to understand, to know. But and entire in the remaining poem, the language used by Hanche is very lucid, very simple, very easy to understand. And what is the tone of the poem? The tone, the mood of the poem is positive, because she is giving many examples to have hope, faith in life. So she is telling us that have uh, faith in life, have hope in life to win the life, and describe the imagery and its effectiveness in it. She used many images, the morning, the rain, hotels, etc. And she is unconfided. Who is unconfided? So many images, the clouds of gloom. To explain the status of gloom, she used the word clouds because they are temporary, they are not permanent, they are transient. So these are different kinds of images used by the poet Charles Bronte to present ideas effectively in this. I hope after listening this presentation, you have got an idea about life presented by Charlie Brand. So here I end my presentation. So I thank all the listeners for listening my presentation.